Welcome one and all to another Renaissance Gaming production. Today, I'm bringing you King's Quest I, The Quest for the Crown. This is the first King's Quest game that was ever made. And if you've been following my channel, you know that I've been playing through the new King's Quest that just came out this year. And while I wait for the new chapters to come out, I'm going back and playing every single King's Quest game in the series. So I hope you're as excited about that as I am. We're beginning right here with the first one. As you can see over here, this is the AGD remake of the game. It plays exactly like the first game, except that there are some graphical updates, of course, and there's some voice acting. But the playthrough itself is exactly as the original text-based version of the game. I just think that they've done a really good job with this remake, and I think it's worth it. Should be more entertaining for you guys to watch. Without further ado, let's go ahead and watch the introduction, and then we'll begin with the gameplay.
You are Sir Graham, the bravest and most honorable knight in the troubled realm of Daventry. King Edward the Benevolent, aged ruler of Daventry, has summoned you to the castle for reasons unknown.
Greetings, Sir Graham. The King is expecting you. Allow me to escort you to His Majesty's throne room.
Thank you, Sir Knight.
Raise the portcullis.
I am at your service, my king.
Look at that dude's hair.
I am an old man, Sir Graham. Perhaps too old to carry the weight of this crown. My bones ache and my hands tremble. I am afraid my time on earth grows short. But enough about me. Great misfortunes have befallen Daventry since the loss years ago of 3 magical treasures. I have chosen you, the finest knight in all of Daventry, to search for these lost treasures. Only then can this kingdom be restored to its former glory. And only then may I rest with the knowledge that my people are safe. The first treasure is a magic mirror that foretells the future. The second is a magical shield that protects the bearer from all mortal harm. The third and last is an enchanted chest that is forever filled with gold. I know that what I ask is difficult, nay, perhaps impossible. The dangers are many, but you are brave and pure of heart. That is why I chose you to volunteer. If you succeed, you will inherit my crown and rule the realm of Daventry as her rightful king. Go, Sir Graham, and know that the fate of Daventry lies in your hands.
Take heart, my king. I shall not fail you.
And there you have it, the quest is set. There are 3 items for us to recover. Let's begin the game. I'm going to put no so I can play just like the original game.
You have selected to play with dead ends enabled. The game will play exactly the same way as the EGA version of King's Quest I, Quest for the Crown.
Alright, it is time. Right here outside the Daventry Castle gates. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the series, it's a point-and-click adventure game. And that means exactly what it says. It's point and click. So for example, you can look at the guards here.
These guards protect the king's castle.
You can talk to them.
These stone-faced guards must have been trained not to converse with anybody. They ignore you, Sir Graham.
You basically just interact with your environment in a variety of ways. Now this playthrough is going to be a little bit more casual than most of the other stuff on my channel, but I hope you can enjoy it. It's a ton of fun. The storyline for these games are great. I think they aged very well. And, you know, pull this up on your iPad and watch it in bed. It's going to read like a storybook. It should be a lot of fun for you guys.
You're in a shady forest clearing. A large rock rests in the middle of the clearing.
Alright, so let me look at this rock here. It looks a little out of place. And believe it or not, you can push it out of the way, but if you're standing under here, it will crush you to death.
With a small shove, you manage to push the rock a few feet, revealing a shallow hole underneath.
And there's actually a reference to this in the new King's Quest game, a rock that could crush you to death if you push it from the wrong side.
There is an intricately carved dagger in the hole.
Alright, we're gonna take that thing, of course.
You reach into the hole and grasp the dagger, being careful not to cut yourself.
Now let us continue to explore the Kingdom of Daventry here. And we got a nice big tree.
There's an oak tree growing here, its branches reaching up into the sky.
And what do you do with any big tree you ever see in your life? You climb it. Of course you climb it. Let's go.
Finding plenty of footholds in the coarse bark of the tree, you easily clamber up the trunk to the branches above.
When I was little, I actually broke my nose falling off a tree. How peaceful is this music up here right now? Don't let it deceive you though, this is actually quite a treacherous trek. Through the branches here, you have to take very small, careful steps or you can fall down. You won't die, but it's a pain to come back up.
There is a perfect, shimmering golden egg lying in the nest.
And of course we're gonna take that. We take anything that's made out of gold.
You carefully lift the golden egg out of the nest.
Perfect, and like I mentioned, you can just jump off the tree, and you won't die, so it's okay. Quite a brave thing to do, though. He's like, screw that, I'm not climbing back down, I'm just jumping, I'm just going for it. Now this screen right here is quite treacherous, because there's a wolf that can come out of the bushes at random, and he'll straight up eat your face if you don't run out of the screen in enough time. So let me see if I can actually get him to pop up. I'll wait a few seconds, and if not, I'll just continue along. Come on, Mr. Wolf, I know you're hungry. I know you're hungry, man. No, he's not hungry. Alright, let's go. Screw that wolf. Now, some of you may recognize this if you've watched my King's Quest series on my channel for the new game. You know what's at the bottom of this well. You just know, man.
Several unremarkable plants have rooted themselves at the base of the old stone well.
So let's start using some of our items here. Let's use the dagger. Let's try to get this bucket.
You cut the rope using the dagger and take the old bucket.
Perfect. And now let's crank down the rope.
The rope disappears into the darkness.
Now something that I have not mentioned is you can see some points up here. I'm at 17 out of 158. You don't need all 158 to beat the game. But you know how I am. I'm a completionist, so we're going to get every single point in the game. That's just how we do it. So let's climb down into the well and see what's awaiting us there. Quite scary. Let's go though. Let's dive down. Now you actually have to move somewhat fast here or else King Graham, or I should say Sir Graham at this point, will drown to death. And nobody wants that. There's nothing in that chest, by the way. Alright, let's use this bucket and might as well pick up some water, right? Because that's what you do with buckets.
Fill the bucket with the cool water.
Okay. And let's see what is at the end of this cave here. My god, it's a dragon. And look at him. You can grill a steak on his nose if you had one. Just a crazy guy here. Let's take a look at the cave.
The craggy limestone stalactites hang menacingly from the roof of the cavern.
Do you guys remember in 3rd grade when your teachers used to make like the biggest deal about differentiating between stalactites and stalagmites? When has that ever been useful in your life? Never. Let's take a look at the dragon.
Green and scaly, the dragon is massive and muscular. Serrated armor stretches from its tail to its neck. His leathery wings are folded against his sides, and his webbed claws look sharp and deadly. The ferocious fire-breathing dragon is protecting the magic mirror.
Okay. Maybe I can ask him politely to give me the mirror.
Think again. When this dragon talks, things have a tendency to catch fire.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Let's take a look at the mirror itself.
The mirror shimmers with its own magical light.
Alright, so there's our first item that we have to get. What are we going to do? We're going to throw some water at this dude's face. Now, disclaimer here, if you ever run into a dragon in real life, and it's sleeping, and it's just minding its own business, don't throw water in its face. That's not a good idea. But it's a video game, so that's what we're going to do. That looks pissed. Boom, look at that headshot.
The water hits the dragon square in the face, dousing his fire.
Poor dragon. Didn't do anything to anybody. And then the new King's Quest game, we torture him even more if you haven't seen that series.
Unable to defend itself with anything more than harmless clouds of steam, the dragon rolls aside the granite boulder and slinks off in shame, leaving the mirror behind.
Perfect. Smoke, the giant dragon disappears. Let's go get that mirror. That's what we're here for.
You take the magic mirror. Congratulations!
Absolutely perfect. And now let us make our way out of this cave. Nice little winding path here for me to follow. But I see the light at the end of the tunnel here. That's where I'm headed. And there you go, guys. That is the first item. I hope you are as excited as I am to begin this giant quest in King's Quest. This is only the first game out of many. It's quite a short game, but I hope you'll stay for it. And if you are, just be sure to leave a like on the video. Take the vow of non-stop gaming and join the monastery by hitting the subscribe button. And I'll catch you next time where we will look for the second magical item. So see you then.